Hello, 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 and welcome back. It is nice to see you. And today's video is gonna be just like a super chill chit chat video. I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' concerns and questions, and my dear follower on TikTok, Alyssa, shout out to you. I was doing some soft speaking in the live stream, and she said she would love a video for vlogmas where I kind of do in and out, like soft spoken and also whispered. So I figured we could do that today. If you can see my like plug thingy here, I don't know, usually you shouldn't be able to see it. I'm sorry, I kind of have a slight different angle today, and the lighting might change throughout the course of this video because it is snowing outside, and because the snow is so heavy I couldn't close my blinds, and it's gonna get dark in like about 30 to 40 minutes, so the lighting might change. I have a lot to talk to you about in this video, so I don't know how long it's gonna get, but I want to film at least one more video because I still have 18 videos to film. 18 videos, and vlogmas starts tomorrow, so I no longer have the November privilege of filming all the content in November. I have to actually get ahead of the game now. So yeah, I still have a lot to film, but obviously quality over quantity. I want all the videos to be good, and I want you guys to actually enjoy them and not just like pump out video after video. So I'm taking my time. But yeah, I still have 18 videos, I guess now 17 videos to film. And I have to say, I have a lot of ideas. I need to write out some sort of plan for the next week or something, but anyway, that's besides the point. It could get a little bit long, this whisper video, but I do have a lot to talk to you guys about, and I don't know how many whispered videos I'm gonna do this vlogmas just because I have so many ideas, but I'm probably gonna do some more chit-chatty videos throughout vlogmas just because you guys know me and you know my style of ASMR. If you've been following me for a while, or if you haven't, then welcome. And today is going to be very podcasty just because I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts, and I also want to talk about your guys' questions that you sent in, so we're actually going to start with that. So I don't know what I'm going to title this video, big sister advice, or chit chat, or super chill in and out whisper. I don't know, but I asked you guys to send me your problems, requests, and we're going to talk about it because it actually relates to a lot of stuff that I've been going through or that I'm still going through. So I'm gonna read this. This is obviously anonymous. It's just 3 messages. I think a lot of you guys didn't hop on the train soon enough, which is fine. Okay, so I am 20 and I'm in a long distance relationship. So one of you guys sent me this, and I struggle with it a lot because my love language is touch and I'm clingy, to be honest. I also have a hard time with maybe moving too fast. We've been dating for 6 months. I feel like the man I will marry, but I'm scared being naive because he's my first serious boyfriend. Please help, LOL. Okay. I mean, I have some experience with long distance. For like, my love language is definitely physical touch as well. Just like in general, like also with friends and stuff like that. So I completely understand where you're coming from. Let me think about this. So with moving too fast, I feel like a lot of people's suffering and problems and stuff like that comes from, not from themselves, but from societal norms, if you know what I mean. Like, what society is telling you is normal, what speed you should be moving at, whether it's in your career or in your relationship or in general. So I feel like you shouldn't stress about the 6 months thing too much, because time is relative, and when it comes to relationships and dating, there's just no one size fits all. There's no one size fits all. And yeah, like 20 years is young, you know, it's very young. And I've been in relationships when I was like 20. I'm 26 now, if you're interested, curious, whatever. So I definitely don't want to give you like the wrong advice, but 20 is young, but it doesn't really matter. If you feel like this is your person, then this is your person, you know. Like, love and dating, like, it really shouldn't have an age from the time that you're like 18, obviously, when you're like old enough. But at the same time, just know that your 20s are truly a time for you to evolve. I am definitely not the same person that I was when I was 20 or 21. And the relationships that I had when I was like 20 or 21, like the people that I was with back then, like they truly wouldn't really fit me anymore. So know that, okay? But at the same time, you can also evolve and grow with someone together. Like, just because you're young and things are changing and you can change into a different person doesn't mean that you can't change with the other person, because it's the same with friendships. Truly, relationships are not that different from friendships. I understand that there's like a physical and romantic component to them, but let's say you have a best friend when you're 20 and then you guys are like 30, but you're still best friends, but you're probably not going to be the same people that you were when you were 20. Hopefully, change is good. Change is good, right? So, yeah, the time thing. But for now, I would try to live in the present more. I feel like a lot of us make this mistake of like, and me included, I mean, I'm going to talk about my future plans too in this video probably, and give you guys an update on the apartment, kind of what I talked about in the first vlogmas video that is coming out tomorrow. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But I would try to not focus so much on the future, because what I'm like, just from this like little message, what I'm kind of hearing is like a lot of overthinking, and a lot of like being in your own head about this. And I would truly just take a step back and think about, not like, what about this, what about that, what about in like 3 years. Like, just think about like, how do you feel now? What does this relationship make you feel now? And what do you want to do now? Not what do you want to do in 3 years. You know, you don't know that. You just don't know that. And you can be as much in your head about the future as you want. At the end of the day, it might not work out that way, because that's just how life goes. It might work out that way. It might not work out that way. Like, whatever you're thinking about right now. So, yeah, if it's your first serious boyfriend, I would say, I mean, you don't have to get married to him. You know what I mean? Like, you can just I mean, if you're not sure right now how to like move this relationship forward, but you said you feel like it's the man that you will marry, so you obviously have some very strong feelings about this person. I would say just go with the flow, continue this relationship, and just see how it goes. And it being long distance is hard, but there are, like, I don't know, like, you know, obviously I don't know your exact situation, like, I don't know what countries you live in and all of that jazz, but like, there are remedies and there are ways in which you guys can come together without like getting married, you know. There's always other options. Most countries let you stay for 3 months without a visa, so you guys could really, if you, I don't know, like if you're in school, like I don't know the exact situation, but there's always a solution for that. So I would say my advice to you would be to get out of your head, honestly, and try to live in the present. And not, because you said you've only been dating for 6 months, like that's not long, you know, you're still in the honeymoon phase. So I would say get out of your head. Try to not think about getting married just yet. But at the same time, I'm kind of like a hopeless romantic where I'm like, if two people are feeling it, just do it. And even if you regret it later, like that's your future self's problem. But to be a bit more like logical about it, I guess, just like see where this relationship takes you, maybe in the next 6 months to a year, and also where your own personal journey takes you in the next 6 months to a year. And then you can always reevaluate. But for now, I would try to stay present. And I would also, especially since this is long distance, try to have fun and do things like when you guys are not together, like by yourself, because it is really important to not stop living your life just because your partner isn't there. And I've really learned to do that. I'm like thriving and I had to learn to do that too. So I would really try to, you know, I know, especially since you've been like in the beginning phase of dating, you're so in love, all you want to do is be around that person, but try to not lose yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That was just one message. Okay. The next question, I really wanted to talk about this and address this just because it's kind of close to my heart, because by the way, I hope that helped. And you don't have to listen to my advice, obviously. But I relate to that so much. And if you guys saw my whisper ramble where I was like, it gets vulnerable and personal, that was at the beginning of this year. And if you saw that, then you know, but I'm gonna read this comment first. This message. So the message is, I worry a lot about my health. I think having gone through the death of a parent as a young person, sorry about that, by the way, my condolences. I internalized a lot of it. It's hard for me to feel symptoms sometimes and not catastrophize them, and worry a lot that it might be something serious. Would love your input on how to worry less. Oh my gosh. You just described my story. I mean, in my case, it was not a parent that died, but a friend. I talked about it again in a video. And I'm also someone, I was always a little hypochondriac. I think I got that from my dad because he's also a little hypochondriac. And so I relate to that so much. And I want to say it gets better, and health anxiety is what this is called, is something that you can overcome. I'm still working on it. It got a lot better, and I can kind of just give you like my perspective. in the beginning of the year, it was so bad. It was so bad, so bad. And because you are worried, you are putting your body in a fight or flight. And I'm not trying to like scare you or anything, because I went through it too, but that puts your body under a lot of stress, and that is actually not healthy for you. So worrying, I don't think it can actually like make you sick. It's just not good for you. And especially if you're a woman, I don't know if you're like a man or a woman who wrote this, but if you're a woman, by the way, sorry about my eyebrows, I forgot to brush them up. Oh well. If you're a woman, stressing can really mess up your hormones. And I think that's what happened to me, because I pretty much had clear skin. I would get like the occasional breakout every now and then, like around my period, but I would have clear skin. And after January, February, those were, I think, the months where I worried about my health the most. Maybe March too. It slowly started to break out more, and I truly think it's because I worried so much. And it wasn't worth it, because what I can tell you from my experience, this is such a loaded topic, but I'll try to like be quick about it. But what I can tell you from my experience is that none of these symptoms that I was experiencing were actually real. I created them in my head, and a lot of the symptoms actually went, almost all of them went away when I stopped being anxious. Like, I would have headaches so much, not like bad headaches, but I would have like some headaches. And after I stopped worrying about my health, the symptoms went away because I slept better and stuff like that. Now, it's kind of funny because, again, in the beginning of the year, I had really bad health anxiety. And then it got better, like towards, like, I want to say April, May, which is when I went to Portugal. And then in Portugal, it was completely gone because my mind was just like, I was thinking about other things. And I'll talk about that either in another video or in this video, but it was gone. And then when I came back to Germany, I actually carried that energy with me of just like not being anxious, and it was really good. It was so freeing to be free of this anxiety. And then around September-ish, it came back. I mean, there was or is a reason for it, but like, it came back. But it didn't come back as strong as it used to. Like, I used to be one of those people that like Googles a lot and like catastrophizes, like what you explained. So I'll give you some of my tips on how I think I cope with it, and maybe this can help you with anxiety in general, but especially health anxiety, because I know how crippling it can be and how much it can like take over your thoughts and your life. And again, I still struggle with it. Yeah, and I think it really messed up my hormones, which now I'm kind of on a hormone healing journey. But so I guess let's talk about the mental things you can do, and then I'll also give you some things like physical things that you can do, because I do think everything is connected. So the mental things, I feel like what really helps is, first of all, not identifying. By the way, let me know if you guys like this soft in and out whisper kind of style of video. But was that the doorbell? I don't know. Not to identify with your anxiety and don't even call it your anxiety, my anxiety. It's not your anxiety, it is anxiety. But it's not you, or it's not like your identity. I think with anything in life that you want to improve, it always starts up here. It always starts with a mindset shift. So what I can I guess recommend is try to not identify with it, and try to like look at it as more of like an observer. Like, okay, this anxiety about my health, or it's here, and you know why, which is really, really great. Like, it's because of what happened when you were younger with your parent, right? So that is the cause, which is really great that you're aware of that, because then you can kind of soothe yourself a little bit more. So you could be like, okay, like let's say you're feeling a symptom, you can acknowledge that you're feeling this anxiety, and you can be like, yeah, I'm feeling this anxiety because I went through something really traumatic. Don't downplay it. Like, what you went through was probably really traumatic, right? So be kind of nice to yourself in that way. Like, yes, I'm going through this because what happened to me was not easy to deal with. Like, don't downplay it. And then after you've done that, you will say to yourself, and this is with any mental health, and not just health anxiety, depression, anxiety, anything, you will say to yourself, thank you, anxiety, for trying to protect me. And I'm going to get to that. It's the second mindset shift. But thank you for trying to protect me. But this isn't me. I don't need you. I am safe. I am protected. I trust my body. Replace the anxious thoughts with affirmations, with good thoughts. Replace it with, like, I trust my body. I am safe in my body. I am at home in my body. This is kind of making me emotional, just because, like I said, this is really close to my heart. This topic, it's a learning journey for sure. And again, I got rid of it. I got rid of health anxiety for 6 months, and then it came back. I don't know if it's because I'm back in Germany or whatnot, but so you will say to yourself, like, thank you for trying to teach me, or for trying to protect me, but I don't identify with this anymore, and I'm letting go of it. And even if it's still there, just let it be there. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do if you don't react to it? And I know that's easier said than done, and it takes practice, and it takes time. The next thing is to realize that the anxiety is a biological process within your body, and that the anxiety is actually just trying to protect you. And as much as you don't want the anxiety, realize that I'm a firm believer that a lot of us have anxiety and mental health problems because we grow up in a society where we are so disconnected from nature, and so disconnected from the way that we were supposed to live. Like, social media. I mean, I love social media, don't get me wrong, but that's a whole other topic. But we are so disconnected from the way that our bodies and our minds and our souls were meant to live. And anxiety is actually a good thing. It just gets blown out of proportion. So you can imagine, like, when we were hunters and gatherers, right? And you had to run away from a lion or a bear. You needed to be scared, obviously, right? Because otherwise the bear, the lion, whatever, would just kill you, basically, right? So You needed to feel scared. You needed this protection mechanism. That is really what this is. It's a protection mechanism. But now you don't need it as much. Obviously, there's situations still, like, I don't know, I can't think of one right now, but where you still need your fight or flight. But your body, your brain, it's genetically still the same as when we were hunters and gatherers. So when you have a symptom, what gets triggered is your survival instinct, your instinct to survive, because that is what your body is there for, right? Your body is trying to keep you alive. It wants to keep you alive. That is your body's first priority. Sorry guys, I'm so passionate about this whole topic and health and stuff like that, but your body's first priority is to keep you alive. And that is why when people have problems like, I don't know, acne or hair loss or women who lose their periods, it's because that is just not your body's first priority right now, because there's something imbalanced in your body, and your body is fixing that and putting is putting its attention to the most important functions of your body. So those are the mental shifts. And then physically, there are things you can do to improve your health anxiety. So obviously, like exercising and going out in nature to release serotonin and dopamine and to ground yourself, and just, I don't know, going out in nature is just good for you. It calms down your nervous system. Doing things to calm your nervous system, because the more you stress, the more symptoms you are going to feel, because your body is gonna think that you are in danger. So I know that this is easier said than done, and there are things that I'm preaching that I'm not doing myself right now, but calming down your nervous system. So again, exercising and eating a healthy, balanced diet can really improve the state of your mental health just in general. Can improve your energy levels and stuff like that. But also things like meditation. And I remember there was a phase last summer where I would meditate every day, and I felt so great and I felt so good, and I stopped doing it. And yes, the snail broke off, just ignore it. And it felt so good. And then I stopped doing it, but I need to do it again, because my health anxiety has also come back. Not my health anxiety, the health anxiety has also come back, and I don't want to deal with it. I'm done with it. I'm going to give you a couple more tips, and I'm sorry to anybody listening who might not be interested in this, but you can apply this to like depression, any sort of anxiety. I'm very interested in like holistic ways of healing ourselves, and holistic just meaning seeing the body, the mind, and the soul all as one, instead of seeing every single part separately. So what we put in our bodies, whether it's mental or physical, it affects everything else. And our thoughts, they affect everything. Like, it's all interconnected, right? So yeah, like living an active, healthy lifestyle, in my opinion, is always a good thing that you can do for yourself. I'm getting like a lot into like herbs and herbal medicine because of my hormonal imbalances and acne, and I'm gonna get into that like maybe in a different video, because I feel like this video is gonna be long enough. So I'll probably get into my own personal stuff in a different video. That's actually what I wanted to talk about, but now this is kind of taking this up. But you could find herbs. I'm pretty sure there's an herb called, let me look at it, because I forgot the name. I think it's John St. John's wort. And this lifts your mood and helps with anxiety. Also, stop drinking coffee and drink matcha instead. And don't drink caffeine on an empty stomach. You might think like stuff like that doesn't influence your anxiety, but it does, trust me. Obviously, having a good sleep hygiene, and not going on your phone before bed, all the stuff that I'm not practicing. I mean, I sleep enough hours, but I also feel like having some sort of like structure, like a morning routine and evening routine, like I really feel like that helps. And the last thing I'm gonna say, the routine thing, I don't have that down yet. Maybe that's why I've been feeling more anxious, I don't know. But the last thing, yoga, by the way, is great. Stretching, just like anything to like calm your nervous system. The last thing that I want to say that is so important, and it was such an important lesson for me, and I'm still learning it, is don't stop living your life because you're anxious about a symptom. For example, there's something that I want to get checked right now, and I am a little scared of it because it's kind of like odd or whatever, right? But sometimes the human body just does odd stuff. But I'm gonna tell myself it's gonna be okay, it's nothing serious, it's gonna be fine. I even gave it like a funny name to, like, I don't know, take out the seriousness of it. And now comes my tip. When you are scared, to do the things that you love anyway, because sometimes I have that little voice in the back of my head that's like, I need to be in perfect health before I can do what I want to do, because what if I'm doing what I love and then something goes wrong with my health? And that's just no way to live, because you can improve your health and your anxiety while doing the things that you love. And I need to push against that voice, and that voice is just your ego. It's just trying to protect you, and I need to say like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I don't need to have the perfect body, the perfect health, the perfect mindset before I can do what I want to do, because it's always gonna be a journey. If, like, I was thinking about that today, like, if I'm moving to my dream country and I'm working my dream job and everything that I'm kind of envisioning for myself now is coming true, right? Then there's going to be other things on my mind. Maybe I'll want to have a family, or I don't know, like there's going to be other things that you're going to worry about. And if you always just wait for the perfect moment, you're never going to do anything. So at least for me, anxiety and heartbreak and any sort of like negative feeling, right, can feel kind of crippling at times and can kind of keep me from doing what I want to do. But you need to have the strength and the willpower to do what you want anyway. This is a great quote. It's like, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I have actually noticed that by doing that, the fear and the anxiety, like, it goes away much quicker when you just do what you love. You follow what you love. You follow your happiness. And if you feel a symptom, it's okay to go to the doctor. But if they tell you everything is okay, believe them, and believe in your own body and trust your own body. Like, your body, the fact that you can see this video right now, and the fact that you can listen to this video, anyone, particularly the person who wrote it, but any of you guys, the fact that you can even do that, you don't have to think about it. You're not saying, oh, okay, my body, I need to hear. My friend Linda actually told me this, and that kind of changed my perspective too on the whole health thing. How many things our bodies are doing for us on a daily basis that we don't even have to think about. It just does it. It just does it, right? So that is another great thing, just trusting and building that trust within your body, and you can really support your body. Because like, think about how many people are still like thriving on an unhealthy diet and on processed foods, and not shaming anyone who, you know, eats this way or whatever. I'm just like saying, like, we all know it's not good for you, or like, you know, smoking or drinking, and they can still do their thing and their body still works fine. So if you support your body with herbs, like I said, healthy diet, exercise, but also the mental part of it, meditating, calming your nervous system, which this is something that I need to do. Like, I have the exercise and the healthy diet part down, but I haven't really taken care of my mental health as much as I maybe should have, which is probably why my anxiety is coming back. But the anxiety but point being, taking care of all of that and seeing the body as a holistic thing, because you can eat something unhealthy, but if you're happy about it, I don't think it's gonna like do you any harm if you do it every now and then. I don't know if you know what I mean, but seeing you as a holistic being. And yeah, a lot of symptoms are caused by the mind, and a lot of symptoms are caused by anxiety. Like, there are so many symptoms that are caused by anxiety. It's crazy. So, and also trusting that if something was truly wrong, your body would show you. And also trusting that even if there was something, you know, that you had to get looked at or whatever, that there are so many ways to heal, whether you believe in like Western medicine or you want to try like herbs and like a more, I guess, alternative way of healing. It's possible. All I'm trying to say is that. Okay, that was a lot, but that topic is, again, like very close to my heart. I really wanted to give this like question some attention, but I hope it didn't bore you guys. If you are dealing with something like that, whether it doesn't have to be health anxiety, social anxiety, any sort of anxiety, it's a Western disease, guys. It's not your body failing you or your mind failing you. It's the society that we grow up in and the trauma and all of that, you know. So it's not your fault. But you can get it under control. And at the end of the day, you are the creator of your reality. You are in control. And you got this. And you can recover from it. And I think taking care of my mental health is going to be one of my biggest goals for 2024. And by that, I just mean, even if it's like 5 minutes of meditation a day, and some gratitude or positive affirmations, you know. And that brings me to the next question. How do you manage to keep a positive mindset when you're having a rough day? Yeah, so I have been kind of in like a victim mentality mindset the last few months. Like I said, I was doing great in Portugal, and I think you can like feel it on my videos too, like my energy and just like everything. And also when I came back from Portugal, and then in September, so like a couple of months ago, it kind of started to go down. And yeah, mainly because of my skin. And I know you can't really see it because I'm wearing makeup. I was thinking about actually posting a video with my bare skin and kind of talking about it and like encouraging you guys. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, I've kind of managed to pull myself out of the victim mentality in the last few days. And I think the way that I managed to do it is because I know how much power our mind has, and I know how much power a positive mindset has, because I've experienced firsthand this year how many things worked out for me when I was thinking positively versus when I'm in a victim mentality mindset. So I think what always helps me personally is to, first of all, like, admit to myself that I'm not in a good mood. Personally, I am not a fan of toxic positivity. I think that it's okay to kind of admit that you're not doing well, because I think that's the first step to feeling better. For example, like a few days ago, it was like a week ago or something, I was really low. I was just like so unhappy with a lot of the things in my life. And this is coming from someone who knows the power of manifestation, the power of our subconscious mind, the power of a positive mindset, positive affirmations. And I still fell into that victim mentality because I'm obviously human. And I think I tried to like mask it in a way, because I was like, no way, like I'm not even gonna entertain this. And I think that's important, to not entertain your negative thoughts. But like, I think it was like a week ago or something like that, I was just like sitting there and my mom asked me like, what's wrong? You know, I was just sitting in the kitchen and I just started to cry. And I just told her about all of the things that I was unhappy with and that I wanted to change. And even though I was complaining in that moment, I felt like a weight kind of coming off of my shoulders. And after that, I was like, okay, Michelle, it's time to get your BS together. Because I believe that staying in a victim mentality and complaining is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to make you act or show up differently. And if you are constantly in this like negative loop, it's hard for your life to really change. Like, I'm going to be honest, you know? A lot of us think that we are victims of our circumstance, but that is just not true, like in my opinion and in my experiences. You create the circumstance by having dominant thoughts and belief systems, really just belief systems. So it's important to acknowledge, okay, I'm having a bad day. Like, why am I having a bad day? Whatever topic you're going through, for me right now, it would be either because of my confidence, my skin, my hormones, or my health anxiety, or because of the fact that I live in my mom's house, and this was supposed to be like, I'm gonna talk about that in a different video. I guess I'm gonna definitely have one more whisper ramble because I want to talk about this, but this was supposed to be like just like a few months up until a year kind of solution, not a 2 to 3 year solution. So then I'm gonna ask myself, is me complaining about this in any way, shape, or form, even if you don't believe in manifestation, if you don't believe in that, which you should, but if you don't, that's fine. We can look at it from a more logical perspective. Is me complaining about this circumstance right here gonna change anything about how I feel or the circumstance that I don't like? No. Okay, we've determined that me complaining is not gonna actually change anything for the better. So then you need to ask yourself, what would change something for the better? And you can do this in 2 ways. You can ask yourself, what would change something for the better in this current moment? And that could be as simple as putting on your favorite movie, going for a walk. Sometimes, honestly, just doing like a really sweaty workout. You're gonna feel good after doing a workout. Or going for a run, calling a friend, watching an ASMR video, watching any video, even if going on TikTok right now, reading a book, making yourself a smoothie, buying your favorite chocolate. Like, what can you do watching your favorite show in this moment that will make you feel better? And it doesn't even necessarily have to fix your issue or make you feel on top of the world, like you're on top of the world. But what will make you feel truly just better in this moment? And then the next thing that you can ask yourself is, okay, I am at point A and I want to get to point B. How do I get there? Because the person that you want to be, the person that has what you want to have, that already exists, right? So what will this person, this version of yourself, the highest version of yourself, what would this person do? What did they do to get to this point? Is it taking a specific action? Is it taking a small step towards something that you want? Like whatever it is, right? Is it meditating? What would that person, what did that person do in order to get to this point where you want to be? Is it visualizing? Is it affirming to yourself? Affirming is so powerful. Again, when I'm feeling anxious about my health, I'm like, I'm healthy. I'm healthy. Only positive, good things manifest into my life. I am fearless. I am healthy. I don't identify with this. It could be as simple as that. Also taking things off the pedestal and making things seem easy. But basically, the way that I and I'm not saying I'm an expert at this, because again, I was going through a victim mentality phase for like months. So much so that I wasn't even excited for Christmas, and now I don't have an advent calendar. Okay, that's how far it went. But asking yourself, what can I do in this moment that will make me feel better? Again, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then, what is the next step that I can take? And let's say, like, you want to, I don't know, let's say, well, it depends. It always depends on like why you're having a bad day. But let's say you want to get into your dream university. You could look up like universities, like you could look up like people that go to that university or people that have gone to that university, and you could message them, or you could watch some videos on it. Like, I remember when I wanted to be an au pair, and I was like, okay, I was at a breaking point of my life. I was so down about everything, and I was like, I want to go to the US, right? And I really asked myself, like, what is the next thing that I can do? What is the next step that I can take? Instead of being like all or nothing about it, like you don't have to fly to another country tomorrow in order to get to your goal, but ask yourself, what is the next step I can take? So what I would do is, I found this company, this au pair company, and then I messaged them. No, I called them. And then the next step was like, I was going to like an application thing, like and then the next step was, okay, I want to do this, so let me apply. And then I went through the whole application process, and it all took some time. Like, I applied to be an au pair in January or February, and then I didn't actually get to the US until August. So it was a 7-month period, but every step I took got me closer to my goal of living abroad. Same with when I was like eating healthy, right? Or I was like, okay, I want to lose weight, I want to eat healthier and exercise. I just researched, and it took multiple steps to actually how do I actually explain this properly that you understand? But I think you get the point. So identifying what you're unhappy about, why you're having a bad day, because maybe you're just feeling a little down about yourself or whatever, and recognizing that and honoring that. And for me personally, but like everybody is different, it helps me when I express it. That is how I feel like negative energy, negative thoughts move through my body a lot quicker than when I just bottle it up. And so for a while, because manifestation and everything, I didn't want to complain. I didn't want to talk about negative things because I didn't want them to manifest. But I kind of set the rule for myself, like, this is not going to manifest. This is just, whenever I express it, it's just going to make it better. It's just going to make it go away. So again, for me, it is important to express it, but don't linger there. Like, don't stay in that mindset, so to speak. Like, if you express it, like, talk about it with someone that you trust, your friend, your partner, whatever. Tell them, I feel this way about this thing. And then once you've done that and you've told yourself, okay, I feel a certain way about this, then try to find a solution. And again, it doesn't have to be a quick fix. It doesn't have to be like tomorrow you're gonna feel like a totally different person. Sorry guys, that's our heating system. I unfortunately can't do anything to make that noise go away, but I'm gonna tell yourself, what is the next thing I can do? Make a smoothie, go for a walk, call my friend, watch a video, watch my favorite show. And then what is the next logical, easiest step that I can take to improve my situation overall? And maybe that is looking for a therapist, maybe that is meditating, maybe that is whatever your unique situation is. And then doing that and trusting the process and knowing that it's okay to have a bad day. And the ultimate goal, I think, right, for all of us should not be to have no more bad days, because I just think that's not realistic, especially if you're a woman and you're going through, I mean, as a man too, but you're going through, the waves of the cycle and stuff like that. But the ultimate goal, and I think that's how I'm gonna end this video because it's like an hour long, and you guys know when I get into like a deep thing, I can just talk forever, and I really need to start a podcast. But the ultimate goal is to not have no bad days, but to have more good days, or more good / neutral, because some days are neutral, some days are not good or bad, some days are just like neutral. So the ultimate goal is to not have no bad days, but to have more good days. Or you could also say intentional days, more intentional days than bad days. But that doesn't have to be an overnight thing. That can come gradually. And even if you have a bad year, I mean, you could have 5 really good years after that. You know what I mean? Like, but don't wallow. Don't pity yourself. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. You have control. You have more control than you think that you do over your life, over the way you see things, your perspective. I heard this really, really cool quote. It was from an app, like a meditation app, and it was by these neuroscientists, and I really need to finish listening to that this weekend. happens, but suffering about it is optional. And that is so true. You are really in control. And I promise you that the more positive you think and the more positive your attitude becomes, the better, the more good things are going to happen to you. Maybe you can also start with gratitude. If you're feeling down, think about one thing that you're grateful for right now, or 2 things, or 3 things. But if you can't think of that many, just think about one thing that you're grateful for. And know that you're in control, and no one will help you if you can't help yourself. And that might sound harsh, but I also think that that's a good thing. That's how we learn, that's how we grow. And with that, I'm gonna end this video. It felt more like a podcast. I don't know about you guys, but this felt like a podcast. Sometimes I'm like, I am born to have a podcast because I love to talk, I love to ramble, and I don't know, one day I'm gonna have a podcast. Mark my words, manifesting that right here, right now. I don't know if it's gonna be an ASMR podcast, but one day I'm gonna have a podcast. Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I wanted to give you like a life update in this video, and I'm not centered. Oops. But that just didn't happen because I just had so many thoughts about you guys' questions. So the live update is gonna be for a different video. Sorry about the noise again, the heater noise. But live update, different video. But I'm gonna wrap this video up now, and yeah, I hope that you liked it. I hope it wasn't like boring or anything like that. Definitely let me know if you want more soft-spoken / whispered videos. I have no idea how I'm gonna title this video. Maybe like Big Sister Advice, something like that. I don't know, but yeah. And to the people who sent me their questions, I hope that this helped you